that the waypoint? There it is, near here.
We'll be there before you know it.
Alright. And we can focus on them too like this. This is what's up. Back in position. Let's get it. Drop him. Oh, he's got 2 launchers, top and bottom. Nice. Well, alright, y'all. Welcome. So we're testing this old boy out. Nebulous Fleet Command. Seems pretty interesting. Y'all think we should do a series? You know democracy ain't real, but I'll ask your opinion anyway. Let's check this out, see what happens. Okay. So they got tutorials here. So this is in early days, right? Because they've only got... Okay, so they've got a lot of missions here. So it's training, but it's missions. Interesting. Got this little breakdown here, mission name over here. Here there's a recon image that pops up sometimes. Little boy ships. I got 2 cannon, 1 cannon, a jammer, a launcher, bullseye radars. They can't jam, but they got an extra one to shoot down stuff. And yeah, okay, cool, nice. I like that. So, recon image. Now the thing is, I don't know anything about this game. I just know that it's supposed to be cool, so we are both meeting it at the same time. Alright, it's supposed to be loading. I think it's loading. Is it? There it is. We're gonna learn how to fly.
Commander, I'm Lieutenant Hazel. I'll be guiding you through the trials to determine if you're cleared for operations. The brass has their eyes on you, so try not to embarrass me.
Nice.
Let's get you familiar with the view controls first. Hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse to angle your view.
Nice.
Now use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out. And most importantly, moving the view. Use W, A, S, and B to pan the view. E and C will raise and lower your view in the battle space, respectively.
Nice.
And that's it. Let's move on to the actual interface. We're going to select one of our ships now, so sit tight. You can select a ship either by clicking on its icon in the battle space, selecting it in the ship list, or pressing its corresponding number key indicated in the ship list.
Quiet. Command's on the line.
Receiving.
Yes, Commander.
Receiving.
Quiet. Command's on the line.
Nice. So we got that.
You've selected a ship. Now if you want to focus your view on the ship, you can use the F key. You can also do this by double tapping the ship's number key to both select and focus on the ship at the same time. When focused, your view will automatically track the selecting unit until you move the view. This ship in particular is the Rains-class frigate. It's the most common warship in the fleets, with a generous balance of speed, agility, armoring, and some good room for a good mix of support modules and weapon systems.
Nice. So you see that? You can add mods to these ships. This is pretty cool.
You'll also see at the bottom of the screen a readout of the selected ship. This is the ship information bar, and it's a list of the status of modules, weapons, current orders, and the general posture of the warship. This window is the damage control status board, and it'll be one of the most important items when in battle, as it shows the condition of all modules on the ship as a color gradient. Green means functional and undamaged, while red means heavy damage. A destroyed module or weapon is indicated in gray. Damage control is a whole can of worms, so we won't be covering that for now. Let's move on.
Nice.
Next, the mount status display. This shows the status of all external mounts on the hull, which could be weapons, defense systems, or utilities. Currently, all of our mounts show green with a black slash, indicating they're operational but idle. If you're ever confused at what a color or a symbol means, you can hover over the color status icon with your mouse to see what's going on. Lastly, we have the posture controls. These define how the ship will operate. From here, you can control maneuvers, which sensor systems are enabled, and toggle specific defensive systems. Right now, I've disabled most of these so we don't toggle something by mistake, but we'll go over these systems later. So you know how the interface works, but what about issuing an order to a ship? The ANS Small Beginnings is reporting that their drives are online, so we'll get that frigate into a nearby position.
Alright,
Select the ANS Small Beginnings and open the action menu by right-clicking anywhere in the battle space. On the left side of the menu, select the Move or Movement submenu to see all available movement commands. The POS, or Position command, will order the warship to move to a position and hold there. Select Position and move the Small Beginnings within 500 meters of Waypoint Atlas.
We'll be there before you know it.
This is the dial widget, and it will allow you to accurately select position on the plane the ship is currently on by moving the cursor. You can left-click to confirm an order, or right-click to cancel. To change the elevation, hold left control and move your cursor up or down. You can also issue waypoints by holding left shift and marking a path. The order will only be confirmed when left shift is released and you click again. Don't forget, if you need to get a better view, you can still hold the left mouse button to angle your view even while the dial is open. When you're ready, lay in a course for the Small Beginnings to position itself near Waypoint Atlas.
Alright. And is that the waypoint? There it is, near here.
We'll be there before you know it.
Alright. And we can focus on them too like this. This is what's up. There's our other homie back there. We're in position. We're near the waypoint. Oh, nice. So these things are cool.
We are en route, Commander.
There we go. Back in position. Let's get it.
In the future, you can also use the M key as a shortcut to issue Move to position orders. Now let's talk formations. Because only one ship can be commanded at a time, formations are crucial for grouping your forces and keeping management simple. The ANS Dusty Tome is reporting they're ready for orders, so we'll have them fall in with the Small Beginnings. Select the Dusty Tome and open the action menu.
Receiving.
The Formation command can be found under the Move submenu and is issued with the FRM or Formation button. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Left Shift plus F key. We first have to designate a ship as the guide ship. This ship will be the actual leader for the formation, and all warships following the guide ship will try to copy their current orders. Select the ANS Small Beginnings to mark it as the guide. Next, you'll need to designate a position for the Dusty Tome to take up in formation. The dial functions exactly like the movement command, but it's relative to the guide ship. Pick a position for the Dusty Tome to keep station on.
Flanking.
The Dusty Tome will move into formation, and they'll try to follow the guide ship as best they can.
Nice.
If the guide ship is moving when the ship is ordered to form up with it, the guide will automatically slow down to allow the other ship to catch up.
Nice.
You can have as many ships as you want in a formation, but keep in mind that there are drawbacks to having a lot of closely packed ships, beyond white-knuckled helmsmen. Spacing is key, and sometimes you need to split up. Ships near each other create a larger radar return, making stealth and evasion more difficult and allowing the enemy to detect you at a longer range. But we won't go over sensor cover just yet.
Pulling up on them.
You can see the structure of your fleet and its formations in the ship list, which dynamically updates to show which ships are in formation with each other.
Oh, okay, I see it. You see that one, and then it's like a sub right there, and that's a 2. Nice.
Orders can be issued to your entire formation at once by opening the action menu in formation mode. This can be done by using left shift plus right click with any ship in the formation selected. The action menu will indicate it's in formation mode by displaying the number of ships the order will be delivered to. For formation mode, don't worry about which ship you have selected, as the order will be delivered to all of them. Easier that way. Movement orders are a special case, as they will always be routed to the guide ship, and the whole formation will follow them. Now let's get the whole formation moving in a direction. The Drive Course command, found in the Move submenu as the CRS or Course button, will order a ship or formation to travel in a certain direction indefinitely. Select the Drive Course command now. Do not issue the order just yet.
There it is.
When it comes to picking directions in space, you'll use the Sphere widget. It's similar to the Dial widget from before, but allows for choosing directions more uniformly. It can be a little tricky at first, so take your time and get a feel for it. Moving your mouse cursor around will position the target on the surface of the sphere. By holding left control, you will log the direction and be able to change the radius. This is useful for weapons, as you'll see in a later lesson, but for choosing a course, we really only care about direction. Know that the cursor will remain on one side of the sphere, even if you pan the view. The initial side is determined by where your mouse was relative to the ship when you first opened the widget. If you need to switch the side, hold left control and draw the radius back through the center until it's on the opposite side. Get some practice moving the cursor around now, as selecting a direction or position in 3D space can be very disorienting at first. When you're ready, issue the order to get the formation underway in the given direction. The formation will now drive the course until told you otherwise. Careful not to lose attention and let them get too far. We've had an incident in the past, and I'm not going to fill out more paperwork.
Underway.
Lastly, let's break the dusty tone back off from the formation. To do so, all you need to do is select the ship and issue a standard movement order to it. That will override its order to keep in formation. Well, congratulations! That completes your first lesson in maneuvering ships in the battle space. We'll cover more advanced topics like weapons employment and tactical view in the next lesson. I'll see you back at the academy.
This is so cool.
Standing by.
This is so cool. So we had fun. Alright. Next. Alright. Let's do one more. Let's do the, is the one where you get to shoot at stuff? There we go. Let's try this now. This is actually a pretty awesome game. Just imagine what's gonna happen when they got like a, when they got a real campaign out here. They already got the character of the narrator talking to you, right? Instead of just printing stuff on the page, and that's pretty cool. Because it creates like a sort of ambiance or a true what do you call that, when you are immersed, a true immersion into the experience, like you are out there on the ship or in the command center on the comms with these folks. Let's see what happens. 2 cannon, 1 cannon. Oh, it's got 2 launchers, it's got 1 launcher. Oh, so it's not as big a... Okay, so this one's guaranteed to hit though. This one's guaranteed to jam. Interesting. Now I want to know if you use Oh, she's gonna talk to us. Hold on.
Now comes my favorite part, weapons and how to use them.
Oh yeah, let's get it. Weapons line up, boys.
Don't worry about that red contract over in the distance. It's a decommissioned frigate that's been tugged out here for target practice.
Where?
Before we get to weapons, we need to learn about the tactical view. You can switch between tactical and normal views by pressing spacebar.
Okay, that's what she's talking about. That's the red thing she's talking about over there. Nice.
The view controls here are the same as before, but you can zoom out much further and get a better idea of the situation in the battle space. Take a moment to look around now.
Sure will. Okay. So it's hiding.
The tactical view provides you with a lot of information that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. It's your primary way of knowing what's happening around you. You'll be using it a lot.
Yes, indeed.
The range plane shows you both elevation of targets and their distance from a given point. When no ships are selected, it sits at the center of the battle space.
Alright.
Select the small beginnings now to see how the plane changes.
Receiving.
Take note that the range plane moved to center on that ship. It'll also track with it. All ranges will be indicated relative to your currently selected ship.
Nice.
Notice that the line from the enemy track to the range plane has a slight curve. This is because elevation and range are not directly related, so the contact's distance on the plane must be projected onto a sphere. This layout makes it easy to determine the range of a target by looking at the position of the plane relative to your selected ship's capabilities. The dotted lines represent maximum ranges of your ship's systems. Red indicates offensive range, blue is sensor range, and defensive systems are green.
Can you see that? Okay, blue.
While there are common ship configurations found throughout the fleet, most ships have some unique capability. The ANS Small Beginnings is configured with 2 Mark 62 twin-barrel 120mm cannons and a 16-cell vertical missile launcher. I'm unlocking your weapon systems now, so let's put gunnery to the test with some tried-and-true naval fire. There are several ways to target weapons. The fastest and simplest is by shooting directly at the sensor track. To do this, right-click the red sensor track to bring up the action menu in track mode. The action menu will indicate it is in track mode by displaying the target's and track number in the space. It will automatically open the weapons list if there are any weapons on the ship. The active targeting mode is shown at the top of the list. Right now we are in track mode, indicated by TRK. We'll talk about other modes later. Select the cannons from the weapon list and light up the target.
Understood. Engaging the enemy.
Put a hit out on him. Nice. Are we hitting?
Definitely seeing some hits there. Looking good.
Nice. Guess we don't got to destroy it.
We're ready when you are, Commander.
If the guns can't hit a target, the ship will automatically roll itself to get currently active weapon on angle on the target. This is called unmasking. Right now you'll notice that our fire is pretty inaccurate. This is because our targeting solution isn't using a fire control lock. The red dot jumping around near the track shows where our sensors think the target is.
What can we do for you?
Let's improve our targeting accuracy by locking the target with our bullseye fire control radar, located on the top of the ship.
Attempting target lock.
Target lock.
To do this, right-click the track and select the LCK, or lock, at the top of the action menu. You can also use the X key keyboard shortcut. Notice the new icon on the target. This indicates that the target is locked on and is providing much better accuracy and increased update rate on the target.
Can we see it? Okay, so it's here, but what is it, cloaked or something?
Remember, not all ships have fire control radar, and you'll only be able to get a lock with ships that have them equipped. Right now we are shooting armor-piercing, AP, shells at the target. Armor-piercing is effective on armor plating, but will only deal damage to internal components directly in the shell's path once it punctures the hull.
Makes sense.
While any damage is a good thing, we can deal even more damage by switching the shell type to high explosive, dealing damage to a wide area in the target's internals. We use high explosive, HE shells, against targets of appropriate size or smaller, or larger targets with heavy armor damage. HE shells cause much less damage to armor, but penetration will explode inside and do damage to all nearby components and personnel. To switch to HE shells, first open the action menu in track mode by right-clicking the track. In the weapons list, next to the cannons entry, click on the ammunition icon to open the ammunition list. Click the 120mm HE shell option to select it. The ammo switch is now pending and will only be executed if a new fire order is given. To begin firing the new ammo type, click the weapon group to confirm the ammunition change. Now we'll select the small beginnings and watch what it's up to. The mounts display shows the ship's cannons are firing and cycling. When the yellow bar is filled, the cannon will fire again. We can also see that the fire controls radar is solid green, indicating it's active and has an active lock-on. Here's the active orders list, showing an icon for each order the ship is currently executing. Right now we have an order to fire our guns and an order to lock the target.
Target is locked. Guns are firing. Let me shoot some
Have the
missiles.
small beginnings hold fire and break their lock on by right-clicking on the order icons to cancel them.
How do you get them to weapons? Oh, okay.
Dialing in, Commander. Copy. Opening fire.
Oh, here. Nice. That's what she meant. Holding fire, reorienting.
And that's the basics of gunnery. The key thing is to know what ammunition to use, especially as your target takes more damage to warrant the big stuff. But what if you don't have a sensor track? Take a look at your ship's hulls, and you'll notice the 4 white octagons on the sides. These are radar panels, and provide coverage for their respective sector of space. There's also a central control module inside the ship, which track what these panels see. When panels are damaged or destroyed, you'll lose coverage in that area. Similarly, if the radar controller is destroyed, you'll lose all coverage in all directions. Obviously, fighting blind is not a good thing. But that won't put you out of the fight just yet. Direct fire weapons like cannons can fall back on visual targeting, where the crew will provide targeting data to your guns using onboard optics. Some weapons like missiles can't do this, however. I've ordered your crew to disable the radar. Take a moment and observe what happens. You don't want the first time you're operating without radar to be the real deal. With sensors disabled, you will now see visual contacts when you have one of your ships selected, and nothing when no ship is selected. Visual contacts are only useful to the ship that actually sees the target, unlike the sensor track, which was shared across all ships.
Ready.
Awaiting orders, Commander.
If you don't see anything, you'll need to move within visual range, about 3,200 meters. I've created a marker in the general area for your reference. That won't happen in actual battle.
So we gotta move. There it is. Collision. Nice. They say that. That's pretty cool. That's helpful.
Moving out, Commander.
Pulling up on them. They should be over there.
You can fire on visual contacts the same way you did with the sensor tracks. Use visual targeting to fire at the target ship with the small beginnings guns again.
Oh, there it is.
We're underway, Commander.
Fire at will.
Copy. Opening fire.
Good.
Order received. Engaging now.
Oh yeah, this is cool.
Target lock initiated.
Should see him. You see him? Right there.
In a situation like this, you can imagine things are not going too well for you, but you'll at least still be a threat, so don't feel too cut up if your sensors go dark. Now missiles. The ships in this fleet carry two variants of the SGM-2 series anti-ship cruise missiles, the Thunderhead and the Hurricane.
I'm excited.
The Hurricane is a command-guided missile, which means it is guided to the target by the launching ship. If it misses the target, it will come back around and try again until it runs out of fuel, is shot down, or finally hits the target. Command missiles are very difficult to avoid. The only way to defeat them without destroying the missile itself is by destroying the launching ship or jamming its sensors or communication. The downside is that the Hurricane must be shot at a sensor track. If you lose a track, the Hurricane will be useless. Let's launch 3 Hurricane missiles at the target. Start by opening the action menu in track mode on the target. Now select the SGM-225 Hurricane with the weapons list. This will queue up a single missile shot at the target and leave you with an active track selection widget.
Understood.
Multiple missiles can be fired with a single order using the left Alt key. Hold the left Alt key and click on the target to add 1 more missile per click. The number of queued missiles is shown next to your mouse cursor. To issue the order, you can either click the left mouse button with the left Alt key released, or you can press the Enter key.
We're ready when you are, Commander.
Once you've issued a launch order, you'll notice the mount status display will show the number of missiles that are being spun up for a launch.
Standing by.
Nice. Nice. Oh, that's a hit.
Receiving.
Yeah, let's do it.
Initiating missile launch.
It takes time between when the target is selected and when the missile actually leaves the ship. This warm-up time is when the weapons control system brings the missile online, checks it for errors, establishes a reference frame for the IMU, uploads the target package, and more.
Yo. This is so cool. This is so cool. I love this joint. This is cool. Alright.
Programming time varies by missile type, with more complicated missiles taking more time. The number of missiles that can be warmed up and programmed at the same time is referred to the ship's maximum salvo size, and it varies from ship to ship based on its configuration. These two frigates each have 4 channels, so 4 missiles can be fired at a time. Missiles are one of your most limited and precious resources, second only to the ships themselves. They are extremely powerful, but extremely scarce. You'll need to know when to use them, as it can't be replenished under normal circumstances outside of a port.
Makes sense. Similar to what we're dealing with in the Gulf right now. Or in the,
A frigate like the Rains will be crippled by only 2 or 3 missile hits, but in a real fight it will often take more than that to penetrate an enemy's point defense, which are a serious threat to hurricanes as they tend to fly in a direct path. The ANS Dusty Tome is carrying a different missile loadout. Select the ship now so we can take a look at it.
Awaiting orders, Commander.
Let's see it, boy. Dusty Thomas.
This frigate is carrying Thunderheads, an active radar-guided missile, which means it carries its own method for finding targets, allowing it to seek targets by itself.
Wow.
It can be targeted in the same way as the Hurricane missiles, but once it has left the tube, it's entirely autonomous. When it reaches the end of its path, it will activate its onboard seeker and begin searching for a target.
Now this is cool because check it out. What if, hypothetically, I'm just putting this out there, developers, what if the tracking, the electronic warfare, and jamming system, you added another level where it was like hacking and seizing control of, and then now these joints become a risk versus reward. If you're attacking a highly sensor defended ship, then you might not want to use these because they could just take your missiles and send them right back at you, right? Wouldn't that be something?
The greatest benefit of active missiles is that they can be sent on complex waypoint paths, allowing for multi-angle strikes and even hitting targets behind asteroids. But we'll cover that when you get to your advanced missile trials.
Yo, you could fire it and it could hit the enemy from behind. Nice.
For now, let's just fire 3 Thunderhead missiles at the target as we did before with the Hurricanes.
Alright, what's a good angle here? We like this. We like this angle. This angle's good. I like it. Alright. Let's fire 3 Thunderheads, y'all. Wait, what? Why is it not locking? There it is.
Missile tube clear. Send traffic. Missile away.
Missile away. Wow, they drop them out like that, and boom. Yeah, this is cool. Alright.
Launching missiles.
Now let's see that. Dusty Tome. Drop them. Oh, he's got 2 launchers, top and bottom. Nice.
As easy as it is to use active radar missiles, there are some downsides to their operation. The first is that the missile must find a target within the cone of its seeker in order to track and kill it. This makes evasive maneuvers such as course changes an easy way to defeat active missiles fired at long range, especially against fast-moving targets. The second shortcoming is that active seekers are easy to decoy with chaff and other countermeasures, meaning more missiles need to be used in order to score a hit, as active missile radars are particularly sensitive to jamming and decoys.
Okay, so that's kind of what I was saying, except it doesn't come back to bite you, which is lost. It just ends up being a lost missile.
But that should do it for your weapons trial. I'll have Fleet Logistics retrieve the dummy ship, and I recommend looking into all the weapons when you get your chance. I'll see you at the Academy.
Missile on the way.
Give me another shot. Oh, I didn't get to shoot one more time. That was really cool, y'all. That was really cool. Okay, so we even shot some missiles. I mean, but what do y'all think? What do y'all think? See, they can move, they can do all this other stuff. It takes a little getting used to, of course, but it's a new game. You got fleet editor. You can design your own fleet for multiplayer. Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. We'll go ahead and do some more of these tutorials, but as always, y'all, peace. I'll see you in the next play.